iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, I'm going to do a little fantasy football fact and fiction for you in just a few seconds. But before that, can we just talk a little bit about last night's game? Oh my God, what a game. First of all, LeBron plays out of his mind. And I don't think the Cavaliers can play any better. I don't think the Warriors played at their best, but the Cavaliers played great. But the ending of that game, sometimes, and I know I shouldn't say this, but I will anyway. Sometimes I feel like the NBA is fixed. I do. I just feel it. And changing that call at the end of the game. Look, I didn't like the call, and I think that LeBron moved his feet. That's my opinion. It was really close. It was a 50-50 call. 50-50. But I thought LeBron moved his feet. He got in there at the end. But you made the call. You called a charge. Stick with your call. That's what you do. Stick with the call. I didn't like the call, but I think we would have agreed with the call. Secondly, after George Hill misses that shot and J.R. Smith does, I don't care what he says. He wasn't taking that ball out to call a timeout. The guy had no idea he has no idea what planet he's on. No idea what planet he's on, let alone where he is in the gym, let alone what the score is. So don't kid yourself. The guy's nuts. Didn't LeBron try to call a timeout? Even if it was like 2.2 seconds, didn't he try to call a timeout? I thought he did. So not only does he not get the call, he doesn't get the timeout, and once they get into overtime, you know the game is over. You know the game is over. So, look, I think the Warriors are a better team. I think the Warriors are going to win the series. But I don't think you take it from Cleveland like that, and I just felt like they took that game from the Cavaliers. I mean, there's got to be some sort of, what's going on here? I mean, look, you want the Warriors to win? I don't know, but it just had the stench of a fix. Now, I'm not saying the game was fixed, but it just had the stench of that. And you know what I'm talking about. You've been watching enough sports to know, and you're like, that just doesn't seem right. Just doesn't feel right. And it didn't feel right last night. You make the call, it's clean, it's a charge, let's move on. The Cavaliers get the ball, there's no doubt they score, and the game is probably over. They win game one. Now we got a series. But it seemed like some dude bet, on Warriors in 5 or Warriors in 4, and he didn't want to lose the bet. Just throwing that out there. All right, so let's get to right now, fantasy football fact or fiction. Firstly, Jordan Howard from the Chicago Bears is going to be the team's bell cow. Fiction. Do you know why? Because John Fox isn't there anymore, because John Fox stinks. John Fox, really one of the most overrated coaches probably in NFL history. Guy's terrible. Seriously, he's terrible. But you got a really good young coach here, Matt Nagy, who I'm looking forward to. But last year, there were some games here, 36 carries, 23 carries, 21 carries, 23 carries. It's not happening this year. Nagy is way too clever for that. He's actually, now I want you to see this, I want you to listen to this, because this shows you how bad John Fox was. So last year, week 1, Tariq Cohen, 5 rushes, 8 receptions. Week 2, 7 rushes, 8 receptions. Week 3, 12 rushes, 4 receptions. Week 4, 6 rushes, 4 receptions. Then the guy literally, the next few weeks, 1 catch, 1 catch, 1 catch, 1 catch, 1 catch, and didn't even run the ball. They didn't even play him. Unreal. How do you not put the ball in your playmaker's hands? Tariq Cohen looked like a fantasy god in the first 5 weeks, and then he dropped off the face of the earth. Now, don't tell me it's just because of his bad pass protection. Please don't tell me that. The guy is a playmaker. That's what he does. He makes plays. And John Fox couldn't use him, couldn't figure out how to use him. Well, Matt Nagy will figure out how to use him. So do I think that Howard will get 20 carries a game? Maybe the last 4 or 5 weeks when it's really cold in Chicago and it's snowing and it's a blizzard and you want to hold on to the football, that's when you go to Jordan Howard 25 times. Otherwise, you've got Allen Robinson. You've got Anthony Miller. You've got Taylor Gabriel. You've got Tariq Cohen. You've got Trey Burton. You've got Trubisky who can run. You don't need to give it to him 25 times. That is fiction. And I'll tell you this. If Jordan Howard gets the ball 25 times in the beginning of the year, I want Matt Nagy fired too. Because this team has some weapons. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how the Bears look on offense. It looks pretty good to me. It's a very surprising offense right here. So I'm telling you, I think Zeke Elliott, I think Lev Bell, I think David Johnson, I think Fournette, I think certain guys get 20 carries a game. Barkley, not too many. Let me see if I can come up with a number for you here. Let me see. One moment, please. Please hold. All right, at running back, guys who I think are going to get 20 carries a game. Gurley, yes. David Johnson, yes. Lev Bell, yes. Ezekiel Elliott, yes. Noda Kamara, Noda Hunt, Barkley, yes. Gordon, yes. Fournette, yes. Dalvin Cook, no. McCoy, yes. McKinnon, no. Drake, no. Joe Mixon, right on the borderline. I'll say yes, but I won't feel good about it. And then maybe Derrick Henry or Alex Collins I could see because Baltimore doesn't have anything else. So I'll give you 10 guys. 10 guys in the NFL who can get that. That's it. That's it. That's what we're talking about here. 10 dudes. So Jordan Howard, I don't think is one of them. I like him. I like him as a player. And maybe he'll be better if you maximize him at 15 carries a game. 15 for 75 and a touchdown. You won't take that in fantasy? I know I will. All right, so let me give you coach speak extraordinaire. This is my favorite. Jaguars offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. Corey Grant is a guy we've got to get out there. All right there, Nathaniel. Easy there, Chester. Easy. All right, so let's break this down. Fiction, by the way. Fiction. First of all, you have Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette needs 20 to 25 carries a game. He's a horse, he's a bull, he's an ox, he's any type of large animal that moves traffic. He is very strong. Very strong. And a great player. So he is absolutely getting 20 to 25 carries. Next, TJ Yeldon is a great pass protector and a great receiver. So don't forget, TJ Yeldon was injured for a better part of last year. He didn't even see the field until week 7, right? And we played very well. So the first 6 weeks he was out. Week 7 against Indianapolis, 9 rushes, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Then there was a bye in week 8, and then all of a sudden from week 9 on, this guy had some run. He played, right? So he played at the end of the year. He had 30 receptions. 30 receptions, 224 yards, 49 rushes, 253 yards. He's the backup. So if TJ Yeldon is the backup, which I think he is because he's a great receiver and he's good in pass protection, and Leonard Fournette needs to get 20 to 25 carries a game, can somebody tell me where Corey Grant is going to touch the football? Corey Grant is going to get the football 3 to 4 touches a game. Tops. So does he have fantasy value? Sure. As my 18th, 19th, 20th pick, as my 6th running back that I take, especially if I have Fournette, and then if Fournette gets injured, I have Corey Grant and things are good. Because Corey Grant can run the football. He is very fast. So I think he gets 3 or 4 carries a game, but like we saw in week 15 against Houston, he had 10 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Awesome. But I just am not sure that he's going to do that week to week. So that is fiction. All right, here's another one for you. Right, Corey Davis continues to impress at OTAs. You think? I mean, he was a top 5 pick for a reason. He is a pretty darn good player. Right? So, let's discuss this. Last year, had an ankle injury. Then he had a hamstring injury. And then the beginning part of the year, he was nowhere to be seen. Played a couple of weeks, and then he didn't play week 3 through week 8. Now, they had a bye in week 8, but he wasn't anywhere on the field. Then he starts to slowly get integrated in the Titans' offense. And by the way, the Titans are not a passing offense. This is a run-first offense. Derrick Henry, Dion Lewis. Derrick Henry, Dion Lewis. Little Delaney Walker. So Corey Davis not going to see a lot of opportunity. There were some games that he was good at. When they were behind, he will see some opportunity. Could he be a 1,000-yard receiver? Yes. Do I think he can go 70 for 1,000? Yes. Do I think he could be a wide receiver 2 in fantasy? Maybe. I think he's a really great... Here's the problem. He's a really great 3. A really great 3, but somebody's going to take him at a 2. But the problem is the Titans run the ball too much. So the offense is a slow offense, and I don't think they're going to use Corey Davis enough. And Mariota's not that accurate. He's not that accurate. So I get why we like Corey Davis next year, and I think he is impressive, and I think he is going to be good. So I will give you fact on that one, but I'm not loving it. I'm liking him. I'm not loving him. I'd like to get a piece of him, but I won't get a piece of him because I have a feeling that people will take him higher than I will. Somebody will take Corey Davis in round 4. It won't be me. Now, if it'll be round 5, I might do that. I might do that in round 5. Certainly in round 6 if he's there, he's on my team. But he won't be. So for me, it'll be a round 5 pick, but somebody will take him in 4, hoping for the best. And that person will leave his draft, and that person will say, well, if Corey Davis has a big year, my team's going to win. And when you say that, you're going to lose. When you have to start figuring out ways that your team is going to win, that's when you're not winning. Just going to throw that out there. All right. Fact or fiction? The Chargers are going to use more 3 wide receiver sets. Fact. And the Chargers have Keenan Allen Roto, Tyrell Williams, Mike Williams, let's not forget about him, Travis Benjamin. They've got options. Virgil Green is their tight end right now, who is a very good blocker, by the way. Virgil Green is a really good blocker. Hunter Henry doesn't block anything. Hunter Henry is a receiver. Virgil Green is a blocker. You put Virgil Green out there, you go 3 wide receiver sets, and I think that Tyrell Williams and Mike Williams have value. They do. They have value to me this year. Keenan Allen for sure has value. We already know that, right? That's nothing new there. But I think that Mike Williams and Tyrell Williams have nice value. Tyrell Williams is a good receiver. He didn't produce the way we wanted him to last year, but he's a good receiver. And Mike Williams, do we remember how good he was for Clemson? I mean, do we remember how good a player he was? This guy's a top 7 pick. And he was a game changer at Clemson. Goes to the NFL, is injured, never really takes off. But does that mean he won't take off this year? I think he absolutely might. See, that's a guy who I want to get as my 4th receiver because I think he can turn into something. He's a wide receiver 4 who's a flex spot, but he may turn into a starter for me. That's the upside I like there, right? I think the world of him, and I think Tyrell Williams is a guy that I could probably get as a 4th receiver too, who's got a lot of value. So yeah, that's a big old fact on that one. Big old fact on that one. And lastly, they say that Josh Rosen continues to impress in Cardinals camp. Fact. The dude knows the playbook. B, he's got a throwing motion that only, the gods have. But C, we haven't seen him in games. Can he take the pounding that the NFL requires? And lastly, can he get along with his teammates? If he can't get along with his teammates, it's not going to go well. And people at UCLA are not raving about Josh Rosen. Nobody's saying, oh, we love Josh Rosen, great guy. I never hear that, do you? Never hear that. You want to hear that, but you don't hear that. So until I start hearing that, I have my doubts about Rosen as the starter. Bradford starts, Rosen comes in, not sure when, probably be by week 8 or 9 or 10, because Sammy Bradford will get injured by then. And that's how it goes. You know what else it goes? You go to scoutdfs.com if you want to win in DFS. Go check out the information there. Use our optimizer, read our articles, listen to our podcast, and be my rich friend. And then, of course, go to scoutfantasysports.com. You find me, Adam Ronas, Sean Childs, That's where we are. Not scoutfantasy.com. Don't go there. Scoutfantasysports.com. And lastly, you want to play fantasy football? Dynasty League. You want to play the World Championship. You want to play online championship. You want slow drafts. You want live drafts. You want go to Vegas drafts. You want, it's limitless. PlayFFWC.com. PlayFFWC.com. We are going to be in Las Vegas at the beautiful Palms Hotel drafting this year. Great experience last year. Hoping to do it again this year. Looking forward to doing it again this year. Looking forward to seeing you there this year. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Wishing you all a wonderful weekend. It's the first day in June. It's going to be a great month. This is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!